So today we're going to be talking about the Safavid Empire. We see that they're going to be firmly in kind of like early modern times, so we're cheating a little bit talking about them. But since it's one of our gunpowder empires, we are going to persevere. So we see the Safavid Empire. We're they're going to definitely encroach into Ottoman territory. We're going to see that they are going to be almost constantly at war. Almost constantly. Uzbeks are going to be attacking them. They're going to be attacking Uzbeks. The Mughals will typically work with them, although they'll disagree as well at times. But primarily the Ottoman Empire is going to be their historical nemesis. And it starts with a man named Shah Ismail. Now, you'll see this spelled Ismail like that. You'll see it spelled with an E. It's the same story as always. When Europeans went and saw these people's names, and because they weren't like Jimbo, Johnny, Peter, they didn't know what to do with it. So they made stuff up. Great. Now, Shah Ismail, this all starts with the Mongols. There's a reason why we talked about the Mongols for so long. The Mongols come in, they conquer all around, and their descendants wind up becoming like the next generation of rulers. Now, you do not need to write all of this business down right here. You do not, okay? I'm not going to ask you any of those kind of things. But so he, comes from a line of Turkish conquerors, which came from a line of Mongols. There's like Turco-Mongolian. We do see he keeps the tradition of having a fantastic hat, folks, okay? We have to remember what's important here. Well, I got to smile at least, yay. Now, Ismail is going to go, and he's going to wind up ruling a lot of Iran, parts of Iraq. He makes the capital Isfahan. He is actually going to wind up working with Babur and conquering land together, which is kind of cool. He's going to be a little bit Babur's senior. Now, what we're going to see is he is actually going to be fairly responsible for the spread of Shia Islam. And we're going to see that their culture is going to be a combination of historically Persian traditions, and well as bringing in the Shia Islam aspects of it. And if you go to Iran today, you'll see that Shia Islam is the predominant sect of Islam. So he's actually going to be quite impactful for the whole future. And this whole history of Persia battling the Ottomans, it's going to wind up going, even into modern times, with the modern country of Iran being historically adversarial to the modern country of Iraq. And so we're going to start talking about some of that today. So even though often considered like kind of a footnote in history, significantly impactful, especially for modern times with what's happening in that area of the world for the last 20 years. So hopefully you remember Shia and Sunni Islam. We know that after Muhammad died, since he hadn't named a true successor, a true heir, there was conflict over who should be the next caliph. And we had the two groups. We had the Sunni Muslims who thought we could have any, good Muslim as a ruler of the religion, whereas the Shia said it needed to be someone in Muhammad's family, particularly Ali and then his descendants, because Ali was Muhammad's son-in-law, and then all of Ali's children were related to Muhammad because Ali had married Muhammad's daughter. The Sunni didn't think that mattered. So we're going to have three caliphs before Ali. Shia don't recognize them. They only go with the blood of Ali, which you probably remember from your song. We should probably sing that Golden Age song as our old song before we get to a Mr. Nicky one. And the thing is, this is actually going to what drives the conflict with the Ottoman Empire. You see, Shah Ismail wanted a way to differentiate himself from the Ottomans. The Ottomans were this huge Muslim empire. So he actually had his people convert to Shia Islam so that there could be a reason for them to fight the Ottomans. which sounds kind of crazy because typically now today people, and most of the time, because of course there always are those people that are Looney Tunes and distort their faiths, go and are peaceful with their faith. You know, pretty much every religion says you shouldn't kill people. But right here, Shah Israel is like, hey, we need to battle these people who have the wrong beliefs. We need to battle these heretics, these infidels. And so he goes and leads this religious war against the Ottomans. Historically, the Ottomans will be stronger, however, so it's going to kind of backfire. But so this whole split that we have, and why, unfortunately, you know, there are wars later on, is because he wanted a way to differentiate his people, meaning make them stand apart, and then fueled religious violence, unfortunately. By the way, this is the Safavid flag. It's pretty cool. You know, you got the sun, you got a lion. Who doesn't love a good lion? So this is going to come to a head in 1514. So the Ottoman Empire is pretty strong in 1514. They've got fantastic military technology. And at Calderon, which we're going to get to in our next slide, looks like maybe Ms. Patel is done writing. Yes? Hopefully. Sehr gut. I didn't want to go too fast for you there. We have the Ottoman Empire. They are in strong defensive positions. They have gone and have cannons. They have janissaries with guns. They have a barrier of carts. So they are behind defenses. So they are unreachable without getting through that. They have the cannons. They have the guns. The Safavid army is actually being assisted by the Mughal army as well, because Babur wanted to go conquer into some of these regions too, and Shah Ismail had gone and assisted Babur reconquering his homeland, these things. So now Babur was repaying that with going and battling the Ottomans here. Babur does not yet have cannons or guns. Shah Ismail does not yet have cannons or guns. Now, what do we predict is going to happen? The Ottomans in defense with their guns, their cannons, or the Mughal and Safavid alliance. I have just put the poll, I have launched it right there. Yes, I spelled alliance wrong because I was typing quickly and I cannot edit it, and that is infuriating to me. Ugh. Like slapping me in the face of grossness. So of course I need everybody to go click on their little triangle, square, circle thing and go to polls and then tell me what they think. Who will win? Who will be the champion? All right, so we've got 5 votes for the Ottomans with their guns, and we've got right now 3 votes for the Mughal-Safavid alliance because there's lots of them, right? And they're very brave. This is far more even than I anticipated. Once again, Google is demonstrating that it cannot count, as I have 14 votes, yet it counts only 8. But 14 is still pathetic. Come on. We have 23 students in this room right now, and only 2 of them are doubles. So, there we go. If you count again, 16 votes. I'll take that. 9 people say the Ottomans can win. 7 people, well, 10 people say the Ottomans win. 7 people say the Mughal Safavids. I've closed the poll. The Safavids. They thought gunpowder was for the weak, for the puny. They said, real men fight with swords, their hands, and spears. So, those manly Safavid men, they charged gallantly with their horses. They marched bravely into the inferno of steel and lead flying through the air, smelling the acrid smoke of gunpowder, burning their throats. They charged and charged and charged. And the Safavid army, the Mughal army, are butchered. The Ottoman Empire barely sustains casualties. The Safavid and Mughal forces are absolutely decimated. And at Calderon, right here, this battle, it taught both the Mughal Empire and the Safavid Empire that gunpowder was the key to success. We're going to find out that Babur is going to wind up being successful creating the Mughal Empire because of his influences at this battle. When we talked about Babur at Panipat, when he defeated the Ibrahim Lodi, the Delhi Sultanate, Ibrahim Lodi had over 100,000 men. He had 10,000 war elephants. Babur had like 15,000 men, but he had guns and cannons. Babur won. Right here, we see the Ottomans outnumbered, but they had cannons and guns and annihilated the Safavid and Mughal forces. The Safavid Empire is going to adopt modern military technology, and that's a reason why we have the three gunpowder empires, the Ottomans, Mughals, and Safavids. So that's going to be our notes for the day with our Ottomans, Mughals, and Safavids here meeting together at the Battle of Calderon. It's an important moment in history that, like I said, the vast majority of people, like in the world, have never heard of this. Considering your peers, other students your ages, they don't know about the Safavids. They never heard of them. Most of them probably haven't heard about the Mughals. Many of them probably not even the Ottomans. So count yourself a step above some of your peers. But still be humble about it. Don't, be all gloaty like, I know more than you. Stopping the recording.